24 centuries before the birth of Christ, the godman Tangoon established the nation of Korea. He called it Chosun, land of the morning calm. This is the unchanging face of Korea. It is almost the size of England, a green land of great hills and fertile valleys. Their peaceful appearance gives no hint of the struggle today dividing the people of North and South Korea. Seoul, the national capital, was a fine modern city of 1 million people, with broad streets and spacious buildings. The port of Busan in the extreme south is the connecting point with nearby Japan. 500,000 of the country's 22 million inhabitants live here. Korea is bounded on 3 sides by water, and the coast people have always been great fishermen. To quiet villages along their 6,000-mile coastline, the little boats bring a large variety of catches. But the Koreans are a nation of farmers. 3/4 of the people live off the land, though only 1/4 of their country is flat enough to cultivate. The richest regions lie to the south, and over 2/3 of the entire population live below the 38th parallel. With primitive but efficient equipment, a farmer has to win a year-round living for a large family from less than 3 acres of ground. 2 crops of rice or barley a year provide only the necessities of life. There is nothing left for extras. These children will carry over 300 pounds on long journeys when they are older. Despite their precarious circumstances and the severity of their almost Siberian winter, their bodies are strong, and they have a quick humor and a zest for living that displays itself in the games they love to play. But in the land of the morning calm, peace has seldom been known. Bordered by Siberia, Manchuria, and China, and with Japan only 120 miles away, Korea has served as bridge and battleground for her stronger neighbors. In June 1950, a communist-urged army of North Koreans poured across the 38th parallel, and these simple people were brought face to face with all the horrors of modern warfare. Four times in 12 months, the obliterating tide of war swept over South Korea. When it receded, it revealed a devastated land. In the shattered capital, only a handful of residents stayed to scratch in the ruins for the remnants of their belongings. Like their savage ancestors of 60 centuries ago, these home-loving people were reduced to living like animals in caves. Many were forced to make their way south, carrying with them all they had been able to save. Their impoverished government and many foreign organizations and individuals are doing what they can to help the refugees. But to a people as proud and as independent as the Koreans, life in conditions like these means the depths of humiliation. Of all the people they will remember for their help, one of the foremost will be the Pied Piper of Incheon, Lieutenant Colonel John A. Peters. This great-hearted American, an advisor to the Korean police, has brought comfort and security in the orphanages he has founded to hundreds of children who would otherwise have starved. Even their clothes were given them by the Pied Piper. His wife in America has collected several hundred cases of clothing to help his unofficial campaign. Children are not the Pied Piper's only charges. These street girls are mostly widows, driven to the profession when industry closed down and there was no alternative to starvation. Colonel Peters and his women police keep watch on their health at weekly inspections. To save other women from the same desperate step, he founded a women's cooperative association. Here they receive food and shelter paid for by the sale of their needlework. Not all Koreans lost their homes, but few have escaped the effects of war. These sufferers from malnutrition and other diseases are being treated in a forward area by men of an Indian field ambulance. A wounded Korean child gets the same careful treatment from the medical units of the United Nations as any Allied soldier or abandoned enemy casualty. And in this simple cemetery near Pusan lie soldiers of many nations who have made the greatest sacrifice any man can make for his fellows. After a year of fighting, with both sides about back where they started, and over 1 million casualties to show for their campaigning, their representatives meet to talk peace. Heading the North Korean delegations are Generals Nam Il and Lee Song-cho. While the peace talks settle down to a daily routine, United Nations troops keep an alert watch all along their front. Those who can take the chance to relax. Typical of the men of the newly formed British Commonwealth Division are these gunners of the 16th New Zealand Field Artillery Regiment. They're taking it easy for a while after firing over 250,000 rounds in their 12 months in action. Whether running repairs are needed or just lubrication, the Kiwis know how to make the most of a lull. Being New Zealanders, one of the first things they do is to challenge all comers to a football match. Their traditional rivalry forgotten for a while, Kiwis and Aussies watch together. At times like these, the unit gramophone stirs up thoughts of leave in Japan. Sooner or later, their turn to go on leave comes round. Then comes a great time of scrubbing and bathing and washing clothes. Anything goes around the front line, but they want to look their best in Tokyo. A few days in the third city of the world, a brief visit they'll never forget. For those who served here before with the occupation forces, there's a new bustle and plenty of evidence of the rebuilding of the once damaged city. The shops and stalls on the famous Ginza are the same as ever. With production getting back to normal, it's even harder to decide what to choose. While they're taking it all in, other men waiting their turn are keeping up a never-ceasing watch over the rugged Korean distances. With autumn going fast and the peace talks at a stalemate, the Commonwealth Division joins with the rest of the United Nations forces in pushing on. The enemy has been reinforcing and digging into stronger positions, and he must be dislodged before the bitter Korean winter sets in. With the advance go the trucks of the New Zealand Army Service Corps and the vehicles and guns of the Kiwi artillery. The 38th parallel, which has stared them in the face for so long, slips behind once more. As British and Australian infantry move ahead, the New Zealand guns pull off the road into new positions. Until they are set up, other guns are covering the advance, but they move smartly just the same. At any time, the infantry may make contact with the enemy, and they'll need all the support they can get. The Navy's ready too. All along the enemy-held coastline and well up the shallow, fast-flowing rivers, United Nations warships patrol within close range of enemy guns. A New Zealand frigate navigating the tortuous Han River engages a shore battery. The enemy has been found, and an Australian patrol goes on ahead to test the strength of his defences. The rivers of Korea form natural barriers to military movement, but Commonwealth engineers soon have ferries operating. Almost immediately, the patrol comes under fire. The Aussies are firing back with everything they've got, but they've run into something big. The patrol commander decides it'll take an airstrike to clear that hill. A New Zealand observation officer with the patrol pinpoints their position and radios directions to the main force. There are men ready to deal with an emergency like this. As fast as they can get their Mustangs off the ground, the pilots of a South African fighter squadron are coming to their help. The New Zealand guns have come in too. A combination typical of the Commonwealth team has won through in another well-fought engagement. They've given further proof of the United Nations' determination to stand firm against aggression. They've brought peace a step nearer for the Korean people. But before the final goal is reached, there is more hardship to face, more wrecked homes to be patched up. The seasons come and go just the same, and life-supporting crops must be gathered. They can only endure their hardships and wonder while they toil how long it will be before peace can be brought again to the land of the morning calm.